Thank you so much for taking the time to come in and speak to us. So looking at your latest projection, Ben, there's an improvement in the general outlook, but then you temper it by saying employment isn't going to return to pre-credit crisis levels for at least another 11 years.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, this is part of our London City Prospect Service forecast. So we do this twice a year. We'd last did it in October. And we thought there was going to be about 9,000 additional jobs in 2010. However, looking at the latest data, latest profits, the fourth quarter and the first quarter earnings that we're starting to see, and also the very important results from the recruiters themselves, Astrid Marsden and Michael Page, these people are telling us that we're starting to see a lot more activity recruitment-wise, many more vacancies, and indeed much more recruitment in the sector, in the financial sectors overall.
Why is it going to take such a long time to return to the 2007 peak levels of employment?
Well, there's three main reasons we think that banks and financial institutions are being a lot more, let's say, cautious in their response to their own profit margins and their own growth. One is that they just have a general more cautious outlook overall. They don't want to get back to the heady days, get themselves in the same situations that led up to 2007, where they really overemployed. The second reason is the lending volumes remain far lower than they were in the heady days. There are obviously less people, there's less activity, and we see a reason for caution there. And the third reason is we're on the brink of a really tight financial regulation overhaul, with many more international agreements seemingly being brokered, and it could really affect the growth of employment, and we really don't see a need over the next decade for such high numbers.
It's interesting that you say the banks are being more cautious in terms of their activity, just at a time when politicians around the world are looking at increased regulation and banking taxes. The International Monetary Fund this week called on a group of G20 leaders to tax banks to help pay for future rescue plans. But how much money could this potentially remove from the UK market? How much does the City of London potentially stand to lose?
Well, we haven't done an analysis just yet. The plans are very fresh, and they're also fairly up in the air at the moment. They're going to go through so many revisions. We've seen countries already starting to disagree about the two proposals that are on the table, the two main taxes, one on profits and one on payments, and one on liabilities and balance sheets. However, we think that overall some kind of regulation is needed. It's obvious that, but this international regulation, we really doubt the kind of commitment of some people.
There hasn't been a great deal of political will, has there, or anything in terms of tangible results? Let me then just quickly ask you about things like here in the UK, the 50% levy on bankers' bonuses.
Well, you know, we've seen that the government estimate that would bring in, well, that brought in about net £1.3 billion from the temporary bank payroll tax. Now, with the income tax going up as it did, the top rate over £150,000 earnings to 50%, 50p in the pound, we think that the windfall of bonuses this year could reach up to £6.8 billion. The taxman is actually going to take much more of that than the bonus, than the workers themselves.
Williamson, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.